this is going to reset of a stable multivibrator, and it is also going to control voltage of bistable multivibrator. Correct? So now, since it is going to reset of a stable multivibrator, so what is the function of this reset pin? What is the function of that reset pin? When this, okay, which output will be 0? Out a stable multi. Perfect. Then what is the function of this? Okay, in what way this will affect this this circuit? This will control voltage. That will certainly change the threshold voltage of the bistable multivibrator. Am I correct? Okay, fine. So here the specifications that are given are RD. Okay, RD is given as 100 ohm. RD is this resistor, differentiate resistor, and CD is 0.01. And if you can actually see RD CD, so of course when you have a differentiator circuit, so let me just rewrite the differentiator circuit here. So assume that this is your differentiator circuit having CD and RD here. Let me just connect a square wave. If I apply a square wave here, I will get spikes. I'll get spikes here. These type of spikes are possible only if, because it has got some time period, no? Does this has got some time period T? Does this has got some RDCD time constant? So these type of spikes are possible if tau is far less than T. Getting this point? You might have seen that it was said that CD is equal to 0.01, RD is equal to 100 ohm. So we have to find out, okay, why the values of RD and CD is 100 ohm and 0.01. Can it be something different? So the reason for that is, in order to get spikes like this, so what is the condition? The RD/CD time constant should be far less than the time that is available for the square wave. Correct? What is the time that we have assumed here? This time is 2 milliseconds given. So RD into CD should be far less than 2 milliseconds. Am I correct? Correct? So if you assume, okay, let RD/CD be equal to 0.01 millisecond. If you assume RD/CD is equal to 0.01 millisecond, so does it mean that 0.01 millisecond is far less than 2 millisecond? Now, to satisfy this, okay, let me just continue here. Okay, you have okay, this is one of my assumption. If RD/CD is equal to 0.01 millisecond, if you assume RD to be 100 ohm, then what is CD? Is CD is equal to 0.01 millisecond divided by 100. Then what is this? This is 100 ohm. Then what is 0.01 milli by 100? Is it 0.01 milli? Correct? Is it not 0.0123? Is it not 0.1 micro? How do you write 0.01301? Okay, where is my calcium? I'm just looking at my calcium. Okay. So I'm not writing. This is 0.01 exponential minus 3 divided by 100. Can you say this is, I just type it as, is it not 0.1 micro? Now, this is if RD is equal to 100 ohm, if you want to have RD to CD to be 0.01 millisecond, then CD happens to be 0.1 microfarad. Correct? Now, for the value that what we have taken here, what is tau value? Of course, tau is nothing but RD into CD. What I'll do it is it 1 micro? E is 1 microfarad. E is 1 microfarad for less than 2 milliseconds. So are we satisfying this differentiator condition of tau should be far less than t? So that's why we are selecting CD is equal to 0.01 and RD is equal to 100 ohm. Suppose instead of taking it as 0.01 microfarad, if you take this as 10 microfarad, let us see what happens. If you take it as 10 microfarad, then what happens to your RD CD? Will it become 1 milli? If it becomes 1 milli, so what will happen? This is RD CD is equal to 1 millisecond. This is equal to tau. What is your t? 2 millisecond. Is 1 millisecond far less than 2 millisecond? It is not far, but it is less than, no? Then what is the impact of this value of CD? Instead of taking it as 0.01 microfarad, if you take it as 10 microfarad, instead of getting a spike something like this, you will get a spike, you will get a waveform which is something like this. Here, this is not a spike. So this may affect your waveform. So that's why we always choose tau to be very, very small, less than t. Correct? That is the reason we have selected the value of RD and CD as less values. Correct? Instead of 0.01, I can still take it as 0.1. That is fine. Instead of 0.1, I can still take it as 1 microfarad. 1 microfarad, then it will become 0.1 millisecond, will be far less than 2 milliseconds. Okay? So, now this is not the only value of CD you can take. You can take a range of values. Correct? What I mean to say is, there is no hard cut rule that you need to always choose CD as 0.01 or RD as 100 ohm. Even if it is 1K, if it is 0.1 microfarad, if it is not too far less than, if it is less than, it is still fine. Correct? Okay, so as we were discussing on that day, of course we are going to have a clamped waveform. So for an input voltage of 5 and minus 5, I will have my initial waveform clamped at 5. It is going down till 10 volt, because from 5 to minus 5, how much is the variation? So from 5 it will come down by 10 volt, that is it will be at minus 5. So we are looking at a voltage which is VTL. Of course VTL is how much here? If it is 5 volt, if it is a 0.1 microfarad that is connected here, then what is the voltage you are going to get here? So is it 2/3 of VCC? Because you don't have a external voltage. So what is 2/3 of 5? Is it 3.33 volt? This is 2/3 VCC. How much is half of this? 1.65. So if the trigger signal goes below 1.65 volt, it will be a valid trigger signal. Correct? So we want to ensure that it goes below 1/3 VCC. That's what yesterday we were seeing in the remote lab. If you are reducing the amplitude, if it doesn't go below 1/3 VCC, of course, if it doesn't go below VTL, it was not triggering. But since we are assuming that it is going from 5 to minus 5, a drop of almost 10 volt, it will certainly go less than 1.65 volts. Correct? So that will be repeating for every falling edge. You can see for every falling edge, it will come down by VTL. See here, immediately after this falling edge, the capacitor, the output voltage again goes back to VCC. We just see in the simulation also, and it tries to go from here above 10 volt. So it tries to go above 10 volt up to 15 here, because 5 plus 10 is 15. since we have a diode here, it will going to clamp it to 5.7 volts. Correct? Let me just repeat that. At this point it is 5, the input voltage changes from -5 to +5. How much is the effective change in the input voltage? 10 volts, no? 10 volts increment. So output should rise from 5 to plus another 10 volt, meaning that it should go up to 15 if I don't have this diode. If I apply a voltage which is having a spike of 15 volt, for this circuit which is supplied with 5 volt maybe get damaged. So in order to ensure that the trigger signal never goes above VCC, we will going to clamp the trigger signal by another 0.7 volts. Correct? We are restricting the amplitude of this spike from VCC by hardly 0.7 volts. Okay, that type of trigger signal we are going to keep on continuing for every falling and rising edges. So let us see what is the waveform at pin number, that is node number 2. This we have named it as node number 2. For that node number 2, if I write it with respect to time, before your trigger signal, what is the state of your monoshot output? Before the trigger, meaning it will be in stable state. Correct? Shall I write it as 0? Once you give a trigger signal which is less than VTI, will it go to quasi-stable state? What is the duration of quasi-stable state in this particular case? Is it not 1.1 times RTCT? Why it is 1.1 times? Because you don't have an external voltage. How much is RTCT then? RTCT into 1.1. So how much is CT we have assumed? It is 0.2 exponential minus 6 into 10 exponential plus 1.1. It is 2.2 millisecond. Correct? So this way, now you can see I'm just writing to the scale. This is 2 millisecond. Will it be get extended beyond that? Can you see it's coming down here and it will again go up here? Is it 2.2 millisecond? Correct? And from here it will again go to 2.2 millisecond. This is my pulse width, TPW. Done? Now this is fine. We could able to get a pulses for every falling edge of the input voltage of 2.2 millisecond. Correct? What is this overall time from here to here? Because this is exactly this. How much is that time? Is it 4 millisecond? Is it 1.8 millisecond? Of course, this is not of interest, but just for our clarification. Because this is not decided by monoshot. This is decided by when you get your next trigger signal. Now, what is deciding factor here is what is the pulse width. So if you are asked to find out what is the waveform at this point Vx, what would have been the waveform at Vx at capacitor charging deciding point? Does the capacitor voltage would have gone like this from 0? If I write it as 5 volt, did it went up to 3.3 volt, came down, and then again went up to 3.3 volt? Was this 3.33 volt? Perfect. Okay. So we just want to this. What is the expected waveform at 3? The expected waveform at 3. Okay. When this set is I, what we'll get? Do we get square wave of certain frequency and amplitude? What is the frequency and amplitude, and should I just continue here? I'll continue. I'll just continue here like this with the same, because this is important. I should. What is T on T off? I think most of you have calculated what is T on T off. How much is T on T off for this? I think most of you have done it, no? I have given, okay, what is RA, RB? RA, RB is equal to 1K, 1K, C is equal to 0.1 microfarad. Then what is T off? Is it 0.69 1K into 0.1 microfarad? Is it 691 microfarad? 69. Okay, what is T off? I think it will be exactly double. 138.2 micro. This is microsecond. Correct? Okay, that is fine. How many? Okay, what is the summation of these two? So is it 3 and it is 7 and it is 0, 2. Is it 203 microsecond? 2 milli by or 2000 by 207, how much? Is it 9 point something? (2000 by 207), 2000 microsecond by 207. Meaning, okay, now this is okay. Where is that? I'll write it here. I'll just come down here. Will I get? If I'm very clear, the first cycle on T will be slightly larger. Am I correct? Will it be larger than 138 microsecond? Will all of you? Why? Why it will be larger than that? For the first cycle, because the capacitor voltage is initially discharged to 0. So that's why, except the first cycle, the subsequent cycles will have same on time. So will I have 9 different pulses? 9 variations. Maybe if it is 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll get till 9. Correct? So I will going to get 9 cycles. For the first one, T on is greater than 138 microsecond. Subsequent will have on time of 138 microsecond. Perfect. And for the remaining 1.8 millisecond, it is 0. It continues. See here? So you're going to have 9 such pulses. I hope all of you will agree with that. This will happen. So this is what is V3. Correct? What is V4? What is V4 you are looking at? This is bistable output. See here, the frequency that is given here is, what are the frequencies that are given? Here the frequency, can you see the frequency of the sine wave? What is the frequency? Or what is the time period? 0.5. So suppose if I just write the waveform here, of course this is not V4, this is not V4, I'll simply write the waveform. Will I have a waveform? Okay, this is 4 millisecond, no? From here to here. If I'm not, okay, I'm just writing to the scale, that's why I'm just a bit careful here. So this is 4 millisecond. Will I have 8 cycles? 8 cycles of sine wave? Because it is 0.4 by 0.5. So, sorry, 4 by. So will I have 8 cycles? I'll have 8 cycles of square. The sine wave, but it is shifted. Of course, it is above 0. It's above 0. Correct? Because I have an offset voltage. Can you see there is a 4 volt and it is a 4 volt DC that is given? Correct? Now, what is the expectation now? You have a sine wave which is running through an entire time. What is expected? Suppose if you are writing V4 during this time, okay, how many cycles you are going to get here in 2.2 millisecond? What is 2.2 divided by 5? Sorry, 0.5. Will you get almost 4.5 cycle? If it is 4.5 cycle, will you get almost 8 different square wave like thing? This is not a square wave because this is going to cross VTH, VTL 8 times. I'll get these transitions. Correct? This is okay. When do you have this? Okay, this is going from 0 to plus VCC and 0 plus to 0. Whenever it is crossing VTL and VTH. Correct? It has got VTL and VTH because what is VTL here? It is half of VCC. What is VTH? It is not half of VCC. Can you see there is one potential divider here? If you have a 5 volt, how much the voltage you will get here? It is 5 into 2 divided by 3. Is it 3.33? So whenever you have the output of your mono short as output or high, you are going to get 3.33 as the output voltage or the control voltage. What is your VTL then? 1.60 something. So it is effectively give a square wave whenever there is a mono short output. If there is no mono short output, the output voltage is 0 because control voltage is also 0. Correct? So ultimately at 4 will I get a square wave? As long as my output voltage of the mono short is high. Here output voltage of the mono short, when it is high, I'll get a square wave, otherwise it is 0, then I'll get a square wave. Correct? Okay, we will see all these things in the simulation also. Let me just show you that. There is some interesting thing to learn from this simulation. Let me just show that. Okay, where is that? Give me 1 minute. Okay. I hope now my voice is fine and network wise I'm just okay. Is that correct? Is it not correct? You still have a problem. Okay, everything is fine. Your voice is fine, okay, you continue to see that. The topic is not good, sir, so that's what I want to say. Okay. Okay, this is what is the assignment, what we are. Okay, let me just share this. What to do, things are like that. Topics that what I choose or what will come to me will be a bit hard in nature. You have to manage me for another 1 year or one more semester. Just see now, is everything fine? Just carefully observe the circuit. Is it 1-to-1? You have a mono short followed by a stable, then followed by a bistable. See the input specifications of the pulse. Can you see it is -5, 5. This is actually this. Let me just show you that. See this? I want, okay, those who have the laptop, those who have installed, okay, you need to install the LTSpice, and then I think you might already tried it out. If you not tried, please do that. You can see this is on time 2 millisecond. A period is on plus off because now it is 2 plus 2, it is 4 millisecond, and you have n number of cycles. So I have done. I have specified the same values over here. So let me just run this. If I run, Can I see the waveform at input and the trigger? Let me just separate it in two different planes. I'll do that. Let me just. Can you see the spikes? Let me just make this top as 4. This is 4. Let me just make the bottom as around -6. See, there's spike coming down. It's coming down till -5, and this. Can you see this spike going slightly above? It's not going. Now let me show you the impact of change in the value of our CD. If I make it 10 microfarad, how it looks like. If I make it 10 microfarad and then run, see the change? Is it looking like a spike? No. Because now RDCD is not far for less, meaning capacitor is not charging quickly. If capacitor doesn't charge quickly, the output voltage will not change quickly. Capacitor is charging slowly, that's why output is also going from here -5 to 5. It is taking long time because capacitor is taking long time to charge. So what will I do? Instead of even it is 0.001, maybe 2 less, let me make it 0.1 microfarad, 0.1 U. This is also fine. See that? Is it not fine? Even 0.1 is also fine. Oh, not this. Now I just want you people to understand what I am trying to do here. It's not only just copy something and then just see the impact. See now, this is fine here. Now, is this voltage going below VTL, which is 1.66 here? We'll get that. So, shall we add this waveform also? What I'll do, I'll add one more. You know what? Shall I? What I'll do is I'll just move this up. I'll move this also up. Over here, I will take add trace. What trace shall I add? Shall I add V2? See now? See now? Can you see this is going high whenever it is going down below VTL? Shall I take a cursor and measure the pulse width? Should be how much? It will be 2.2 milliseconds. Shall I? Is it almost there? Can you say? It's almost 2.18. Shall I add a capacitor voltage also? What I'll do is I'll go back to my circuit and I'll add my capacitor voltage. See that? Can you see capacitor is charging from 0 to VTH and then coming down? Perfect. So far so good. Shall I go to okay, I'll add one more pin. Not this. This is fine. Let me not change the axis. Let me add one more plot pin. It's added here. I'll just move all of them one by one. I'll take this also. I'll take this also. What tray shall I add? Shall I add V3? See now? Carefully observe here. Okay, I'll just change this scale to 6 and -1 so that you can see that square root properly. Can you see now? How many cycles? See, the first one is slightly bigger, the longer in length. As I said, it will what will be the time period? It will be more than 138 microseconds. So, shall I add the capacitor charging discharging also here? Shall I add here this capacitor charging discharging? See that? Can you see the first one is starting from 0 to 2/3 VCC, subsequently is 1/3, 2/3, 1/3, 2/3. Will it make sense? So now can you see the number of cycles are almost close to 9? That's what we counted, no? Or 9 cycles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus something. Okay, you can see the subsequent time periods of what is that? On and off time. This is off time. Off time is 69 microsecond. Huh? Shall I measure that? I'll be very close to that. I'm almost there, no? 71. Shall I just measure the subsequent on time? Is it 137? 138? See this one, 137? 138, correct? So this way, this is on time, off time. So far so good. So what is the last one? Last one is stable output, sorry, bistable output. Before that, okay, shall I add one more pin? How to add that? Anybody tried doing this? Sir, why do you trouble? Why are you troubling us so much? Okay, last one is V4, correct? What is V4? I'm not getting, no? What should be V4 there? Okay, V4 is that. Let me, can I see what is the waveform that I am having here? Okay, I'll just go back here. What will be the problem? Shall I make that to go above, because the type of waveform that I have for my input voltage is, let me just apply waveform which is always above 0, correct? This sine wave, no, what does this will do is, this will go from 4 volt, okay, this will go from, okay, the offset is hardly 2, let me just make this amplitude as 2, I think then it will be fine. Let me run this. Is this fine now? At least the input voltage. Can you see the input voltage is changing from 0 to 4 volt? But interestingly, can you see even when the PWM, sorry, the mono short output is 0, you are still getting some square wave. Why it is so? Because whenever the mono short output is 0, what is the control voltage? Should be 0. Shall we? Okay, but here you are getting some output voltage, means control voltage is not 0. Correct? Shall we just go back and see what is the control voltage? Shall we see it here? See now, the control voltage is not fully 0 here. Can you make out that point? This is very interesting. So when I actually did this simulation, I got this, then I could able to fix it. Can you see how much is the voltage here? Is it 0 volt? See here. Is it 0? No. It's almost 0.5 or 0.6 volts. So for this 0.6 volts, so then 0.6 becomes what? VTH, then 0.2 will become VTL. For that 0.6, 0.3, it will going to give again square wave. But you can certainly see, is the square wave widths are different here? The VTH, VTL is different here, VTH, VTL is different. How much is VTH, VTL whenever the output voltage is high for the mono short? It is 3.33 and 1.65. Here it is 0.6 and 0.3. So then what I did is, see here, actually what's happening is, here we are thinking that here it is 0 and 5, correct? Here the output is 0 and 5, that's what is expected, we are getting it. But the moment I connect this through a potential divider to this is not 0 and 3.33. Instead of 0, you are getting something different, correct? So then what I did is, I just put a buffer circuit here. What do you mean by buffer? Buffer circuit will have a gain of 1, but it will have high input impedance and low output resistance. This is the modified circuit I have. Here, just see what is the thing I have made here. This is the only thing I have made. What is happening there? What is this? Can somebody say? Hello. Is it a voltage follower circuit using op-amp? See, this will have a huge impact on the output of your V4. If I now simulate, you can see the rest of the circuit is exactly same. Only thing is that the previous circuit and this circuit, here I was simply connecting this output directly to the control voltage. What I am now doing is, the same output voltage is now passing through a buffer. Now, here the 0 what you are getting was not 0, it was coming like a 0.5, correct, or 0.6. Now let us just, in the previous case, when it was 0, it was not 0. It was actually influenced by this circuit. Because what is the control voltage here? It's actually 3 resistor, that is, you have a network, from there it is coming now. Actually, it was driving this circuit. So that should not happen. So that can be avoided by using this network. So if I run it now, I will again put the input here. I will add one more pin. I'll take this output, it's coming. Then I will add one more pin. I will take this. Can you see it's coming here? Is it visible? Then I will add one more pin. I will take this exclusively. Can you see the voltage here is 0, almost 1.6 something, 1.6 millivolts. It's almost 0. Then let me add one more pin. Take the input sine wave and the output square wave. Can you see now? Is it fine? Just carefully observe this. Let me just make this a different color. Can you see now? You have a square wave, or the output is having a transition from 0 to VCC and VCC to 0 whenever there is a control voltage changing from 3.3. Now VTH is different. No? What is VTH here? Let me just zoom this. Here, whenever it is 3.33, it is going from plus V side to minus V side. Whenever it goes below 1.6, it goes from 0 to VCC. So are you getting this square wave output only when the output is high? Only during this V of V2 during this point? Can you see after that it is almost 0, or it's always 0? So what is interesting here is that maybe on the paper there was no necessity of this buffer circuit. Can you see, did I have any buffer? I didn't have any buffer, but in the actual circuit, because we cannot see that action of this is driving so and so. If you want to experience the actual output waveform, what we intended here. So our expectation was we are not supposed to get any waveform here, but we were getting when we simulated this one. Then we used a buffer circuit. So this buffer circuit has got a gain of simply 1. So what does this will do is, this will not make this voltage anything other than 0 at whenever this is 0. Whenever this is 0, it was coming like okay 0.5. So we could able to suppress that by having this buffer circuit. So this way we can able to learn lot of things. What is the importance of the buffer circuit? If you put the buffer circuit here, it's of no use. You have to put the buffer circuit at this point because this is the one which is actually driving this. I should avoid that driving. Correct? Okay, fine. So then we are done with this. Are we done with the square wave generation circuit? Square wave generation. In the theory, did we discuss the square wave generation? I don't know whether we have discussed it or not. Inverting Schmitt trigger. Let me just show you that. Oh, square generation is done now. Okay, this also we have discussed. Shall we simulate this once and then proceed to the next topic because I have another 10 minutes time. Can we do that? Exhausted. Today is the first day of the week. I think you're all fresh enough because of yesterday's. What I do, I take this inverting Schmitt trigger, Akshata, no voice. You are there. Now it's fine. No, it's fine. Okay, then. Okay, what I do is I will retain the same circuit. I will save as SQ1, square wave 1. So what is the change that I should make here? Shall I take out this and then add a RC? If I add Control R and then put a C, this will become my so easy it is. In that the Schmitt trigger itself, if you make small modification of removing the source and then having a RC in the feedback path, so let me take it as 1 micro, sorry 1 K to the resistance, and this is 0.1 micro to 0.1. Are we done with okay, let me just take out this also. How do I take out? Like 5. Remove this. Like 3. Connect it. Are we there down? So I will save this as a first square circuit. I will run this. When I see capacitor charging, discharging, oh, it is too much of a large time. Okay, my simulation time is too much. I will stop this. Stop. I didn't see the time. So even if it is for 5 milliseconds, I think it is more than enough. Let me run it. Okay, done. This is what is capacitor charging this time. So let me see the output. You see this is the output. I will add a thing. Okay, you can see capacitor voltage is going up to plus beta VCC, minus beta VCC. This is how the output is making a transition. Correct? Is it a square wave? Can we actually find out what is? Suppose I just come to this equation. Let us verify that. Let me show you this. Is this my expression? T on T off is equal to. Okay, let me just write it here. T on is equal to T off is equal to RT CT ln of 1 plus beta by 1 minus beta. Is our beta is equal to 0.5. What is beta? Beta in this case, if you name it as R1, R2. Okay, let me write the circuit also here for your clarity. This is plus minus. I will have a positive feedback. This is RT CT R1 R2 beta is equal to R2 by R1 plus R2 is equal to 0.5 if R1 is equal to R2 is equal to 1. Correct? Okay, then what is RT-CT? RT is, I think we have taken it as 1 kilo ohm, CT is 0.1 microfarad. Can somebody give me what is 0.1 millisecond multiplied by ln of 3? Ln of 3 is 1.1. Is it 0.11 millisecond? T on is equal to T off. I can actually verify here. I will take, let me just see what this, I will go here. How much is the time period of on and off? And it's almost 1.1 millisecond, sorry, 0.11. Can you see here, this is 105 microsecond. Here also it is almost close to that. It is 110 microsecond. Correct? Akshat, are you there? Hello? Are you all there? I don't know. Where? Akshata? Akshata was there with me for a long time. Let me just pick some other student. She will get bored. You are responding for me. Tejasvi, how are you? How is the situation in Delhi, man? It's not good. I hope okay, you are there in a safe place. Okay, fine. That's perfect. So make sure that all of you be there at home. Please don't go outside. Okay. Is this T on T off is equal to 110 microsecond? Is it almost there here? This is my on time. Can you see this is 105 microsecond? Can I just also see this as off time is also almost close to that? Can you see here off time is also 104 microsecond? Okay, now you can see now the duty cycle is 50% because on time is equal to off time. If I change this value to maybe 2 kilo ohms, what will happen? Only the time periods will change. Time period will simply double. Am I correct? Time period will simply double. The duty cycle still remains the same. So if I want to have a different duty cycle, okay, if I want to have a duty cycle of 10%, what I should do? Now, okay, let us try to design. Let us try to design RT. Okay, let us try to have a frequency of 1 kilohertz. Let me just show you this. The design is frequency is 1 kilohertz and duty cycle is 10%. How do we proceed now? Since frequency is 1 kilohertz and duty cycle is so and so, is T is equal to 1 millisecond for RT? Is T on is equal to duty cycle into T, is it equal to 0.1 millisecond? Correct? And can I write what is T off? T off is equal to 1 minus duty cycle into T. Hello? Is it 0.9 millisecond? Okay. How about now? Now it's the same. Okay, now these are the timings that are required. So shall I now write T on is equal to RT CT ln of RT1 CT Let us assume R1 is equal to R2. Is it equal to ln of 3? If R1 is equal to R2, is it always 0.5 by, sorry, this is not, one second, there's a small change, this is minus and this is, no, this is fine, 1 plus beta by 1 minus beta, this is correct. Is it always ln of 3? So now, shall I say T of is equal to RT2 CT ln of 3? Shall I assume CT to be 0.1 microfarad? Then what is RT1, RT2s? What I'll do is I'll assume CT to be 0.01 microfarad. Let me just assume it as 0.01. Instead of 0.1, let us assume it as 0.01. Can somebody give me what is RT1, RT2? So it is now 0.1 exponential minus 3 alpha equals alpha a into 0.01 exponential minus 6 into 1.1. Is it 9 kilo ohm for first one? Almost. Okay, 9 into 9 is I think it is 81. Other one is 81K. RT1 is 9K. RT2 is 81K, close to. Meaning I will have circuit because it will be 9 times more. Because if it is 9K for 0.1, for 0.9 it should be 9 times of RT1. So what I should have now is the circuit should be slightly different now. This is now minus plus. I'll have something like this now. R1, R2. This is my same capacitor CT of 0.01 microfarad. I'll have one resistor RT1 which should charge the on time. So on time means whenever it is positive, so it should be like this. So then this is actually charging. This is actually charging, corresponds to T on. Then I have to have RT2. It is in the opposite direction. It will go here. Correct? So RT1 is 9K. RT2 is 9 times of it. It is 81K. And CT is 0.01 microfarad. Why I choose this as 0.01 is, if I choose 0.1 microfarad, then this will be 900 ohm and 8.1K. Correct? If it is 900 ohm, I cannot neglect the diode resistance. So that's why I want to make this diode resistance as negligible compared to this resistance. That's why I just choose it as 0.01. Shall we go back to simulation and do it? I'll save as square wave 2. So this is how you can do it. So you need to do the circuit again and again. So what I'll do is I'll just slightly minimize this. I will put one more resistor here. The rest. I will take out another resistor. Connect this. I will connect this also. I will take diode. Of course, this is for this and in the opposite direction. This is 9K, and let us make this as 81K. Correct? I just put them separately so that you can see. Okay. Okay, this is good. Shall I run now? I will save this and run. Okay, I need to change the timings. Okay, this is fine. Let me just do this. Oh, this should have been 0.01. 0.01. See now? What's happening here is this is, let me just go back and try to see what the issue is. Okay, this is an issue which is not seen in theory, but when you actually simulate, you'll have these issues. So now this is again growing issues. Let me just make that this as 0.1. Then if you still have an issue, if you want to. But okay, other than that, what I'll do is let me just make sure that F9. Find it. Okay, forget about the shape of the waveform. This should be 0.01, 0.01. I will find this. Just see the timings here. And just concentrate on the timings. Let me just show you how to get that waveform properly. So, are we supposed to get 0.1 millisecond and 0.9 millisecond? Is it almost 0.1 here? 99 microsecond. It's almost close to 1 millisecond. Sorry, it's not 1, it's 0.1 millisecond. Is it 0.9 millisecond here half time? You're almost there. You're almost there. Okay, this is your capacitor charging, discharging. So this way we can able to get any duty cycle. So if you make this, let me just make this same thing. Let me see what happens. This is 81K. This is 81K. Then just run this. You have an issue in terms of, let me just fix it. Let me try to see why this problem comes. Output is also loaded. Okay, let me just try to simply change the op amp and do something. Let me just check it out. But of course, by having these type of diodes for charging and discharging, you can have any duty cycle and any frequency. Correct? Yeah, then it's fine. So maybe for G1 group, I'll just call you for. I think in the afternoon, G1 group is free. I don't know which is where, so that I can give the access for you to fill in. Afternoon time, maybe after 3 o'clock, 3 to 3:30 or 4 o'clock, I'll give you the access for remote time so that you can conduct the experiments. G1, can somebody from G1 unmute? Hello? Somebody from G1. Shall we have a class or remote lab access? I'll just share the NHS ID. G1 group student, okay, 2 plus 6 or 7, around 9 students can join and you can conduct the experiment. Okay? You're all free in the afternoon, no? Okay. Thank you.